Good morning. Welcome, USA Wager Sports Brief. I am your host, Rodney Newpel. This is the Tuesday version, the Tuesday, November 23rd version of the USA Wager Sports Brief. National Football League last night, not a very competitive football game, although it was 17-10 at halftime, 7-3 at the end of 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Congratulations, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're now 7-3. You beat the New York Giants, who are now 3-7. Tom Brady, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Daniel Jones, just 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, ineffective once again, and the Buccaneers picked up their 7th win. Let's look at the playoff picture in the NFL. 11 weeks in, let's look at the playoff picture. In the AFC, the Titans have the number 1 seed. Just got beat by the Texans, have a number 1 seed. They would have a bye. The wild card games as of right now would be the Ravens hosting the Bills, the Ravens with the 2 seed, Bills 7 seed now. What a wild matchup that would be. And the 3rd-seeded Patriots taking on the 6th-seeded Chargers. Those 2 teams just played. And the Chiefs would be the 4th-seed, Bengals would be the 5 seed. Now, let's talk about some of that. So Bengals at 6-4, just half game ahead of Indianapolis at 6-5. The Raiders and Broncos come in at 5-5, and the Steelers come in at 5-4-1, and the Browns come in at 6-5. So just half game ahead of the Browns as well. So a lot still to be decided, especially out of the AFC North. Colts involved, and a couple teams in the AFC West involved as well. So that's the AFC playoff picture. In the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals are the 1 seed. Green Bay is the 2. They would take on the 7th-seeded New Orleans Saints, still in a playoff picture, really struggling as of late. 3rd-seeded Tampa Bay would take on 6th-seeded Minnesota. The Vikings are in a playoff spot. Interesting. And the 4th-seeded Cowboys would take on the 5th-seeded Los Angeles Rams. Now let's look at the NFC. So you've got the Vikings at 5-5. You got the Saints at 5-5. You also got Carolina and San Francisco, who are just outside because of the tiebreakers, with the Eagles at 5-6. So are the Falcons then at 4-6. We could pretty much consider Seattle at 3-7. We could probably consider the Bears at 3-7, the Giants at 3-7, and certainly the Lions at 0-9 out of the race. So that is your up-to-the-minute NFL playoff picture after week 11. All right, let's move over to college basketball. Top 25 scores from yesterday. 15th ranked Houston blasted Butler 70-52. Ohio State got by Seton Hall 79-76. 10th ranked Illinois got blown out by 20 against Cincinnati. Kofi Coburn was back for the Illini. Illini did not look good. They lost by 20. Kentucky beat Albany. UCLA beat Bellarmine. Florida 80-60 over California. Duke scored 107, 107-81 over the Citadel. Oregon 73-49 over Chaminade. Arkansas 72-64 over Kansas State. 25th ranked USC 98-71 over Dixie State. And number 1 ranked Gonzaga 107-54 over Central Michigan at the T-Mobile Arena. All right, tonight, NCAA basketball. Here we go. Some good games today in NCAA basketball. Wisconsin is at 12th ranked Houston. That game will be at 4 o'clock Central Time there in Vegas. Illinois, 14th ranked Illinois takes on Kansas State. Bruce Weber takes on his old team. Illinois is 11-point favorite. Cincinnati takes on Arkansas, or 13th ranked Arkansas is 5.5-point favorite. And number 1 Gonzaga, number 2 UCLA, live from the T-Mobile Arena. Gonzaga's a 7-point favorite, 155. The national championship rematch, not national championship, Final Four rematch, 93-90 last year. Gonzaga beat UCLA. So what a great matchup that'll be. That's the primetime sports matchup of the day. All right, let's move over to the NBA. 4 games on tap today. The Pistons are at home against the Heat. Heat -10, 207 is your total. Lakers 4.5-point underdogs at the Knicks. No LeBron James, 214.5 is the total. Nuggets 6.5-point dog at Portland, 213.5 is the total. And the Mavericks are at the Clippers. Clippers -5.5. Yesterday's scores: Nets 117, Cavaliers 112. Hornets 109, Wizards 103. Celtics 108, Rockets 90. Hawks 113, Thunder 101. Timberwolves 110, Pelicans 96. Doesn't it seem like they've played 8 times already this year? Timberwolves and Pelicans just keep playing. Pacers absolutely destroyed the Bulls 109-77. Interesting score there in Chicago. Not good for Billy Donovan's team. The Bucks blasted Orlando 123-92. Suns beat the Spurs 115-111. Phoenix has now won 13 straight games. They're red hot right now. Grizzlies 118 over the Jazz. Ja Morant with 32 points in that one. And Philadelphia went to Sacramento and beat the Kings 102-94. I mentioned today's 4-pack of games. NHL yesterday, Blues beat the Golden Knights 5-2. Blue Jackets 7-4 over the Sabres. Predators beat the Ducks 3-2. Penguins 3-1 over the Jets. Colorado scored 7 goals, beat the Senators 7-5, and the Sharks needed overtime, but beat the Hurricanes 2-1. Looking at the standings right now, you've got in the Atlantic, the Panthers, 2-point lead on Toronto, 29 points, Toronto 27 points, Tampa Bay 23. In the Metropolitan, Carolina leads with 29 points, Capitals 27, Rangers 25, Islanders disappointing with just 12. In the Western Conference, the Central, the Minnesota Wild lead with 23 points, St. Louis just a point behind with 22, Jets also 22. Nashville sits at 21. In the Pacific, the Flames lead with 27 points. Oilers 26, Ducks 23, and Golden Knights 22 through 19 games. So that is a look at your NHL update. All right, MLS. The MLS playoffs going on. We are in playoff mode in the MLS. It is Orlando. It is Nashville tonight, round 1. Nashville and Orlando. Seattle and Real Salt Lake play as well. Seattle's a big favorite in that one at home at the Lumen Field there in Seattle. Nashville and Orlando is in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. So those 2 games will take place 7 and 9:30 tonight. No PGA this weekend, but there is the match, the Bryson DeChambeau against Brooks Koepka match. That'll take place on Friday. That is out in Vegas. Looking forward to that match. The Wynn Golf Club, 3 o'clock local time for that one. And that about does it for the USA Wager Sports Brief. Big college basketball day, including games here in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. And then tonight is obviously the big matchup. UCLA, Gonzaga. Looking forward to that one. I hesitate to not take UCLA in the points, but Gonzaga is really, really good. Maybe stay away, maybe take a total on that one. I expect a lot of points. Last year was in the 180s. I expect a lot of points in that one. College basketball all throughout the day today. All right, that's the USA Wager Sports Brief. Hopefully that was the best 8.5 minutes of your sports day. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving week. So long for just a while. Rodney Newper with USA Wager Sports Brief.